Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. I'm Thunder.
And I'm Lightning.
I'm so tired.
Yes. You had a long night.
I like
YouTube wouldn't give you a break.
I shouldn't be, though. Like, I did the math. I got at least 6.5 hours of sleep. That should be enough. Anyways,
Interesting.
how was your week?
My week was pretty eventful, and it was
good.
it was a lot of fun. Okay, where do I start? So Friday, I guess this isn't canonical order, but
Okay.
Friday, the folk acoustic band that I'm in, the trio, recorded all day.
Oh,
was
yes,
super
that's
cool.
right.
We had our friend Cleo come down, lay some piano parts down.
Yeah, you told me you were recording, but I wasn't sure for what. I assumed it was not the one that I managed, or else I would have heard about it beforehand.
Absolutely. Also, when I tell people I'm recording, I think they just assume I'm here at this point.
I mean, yeah, that's it. That's fair.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I got a picture of John recording some legitimate outdoor wind chimes.
Nice.
So that's how that project's going.
Oh, I see. You found some wind chimes out in the wind.
No. They're real wind chimes, but he uses them. They're in his basement. Part of the drum set. He never uses them, but when we were going to record, I was like, let's take the wind chimes. And then we did a whole wind chime track.
Nice.
For a song, so that was fun. No, that was a great time. So, since I've been dating Pauline, since the beginning of me and Pauline dating, she's only been able to see a couple of shows, if not one. But we had played a few times while her and I were dating.
And that is, of course, due to the pandemic.
Well, the pandemic, and also, my band Set the Nation turning into Romantis and having to kind of start over. And
kind of taking
the other two bands didn't even exist yet.
Kind of in the process of doing that, taking a mandatory hiatus while that figured itself out.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that hiatus bled right into COVID.
Yeah.
And it was only 2 weeks.
Right.
Set the Nation played their last show 2 weeks before the country was shut down.
Yeah.
And Romantis had been a band for 9 months before we actually practiced for the first time. Pauline saw 2 shows. Just throwing that out there. I said 1, but she saw 2. So her and her family, this whole time we've been together, haven't really been given the opportunity to see me play, even though I used to play out twice a month for 10 years. All of a sudden, for the last 2 years, nothing.
Right.
Very unreal. It's been a really weird feeling for me. So I asked John.
It's no, my boyfriend's a musician, I promise.
Right.
And it's yeah, sure he is. Well, why have we ever been invited to a show? That's how Pauline's parents talk, right?
Yeah. No, they're very lovely. Very nice, lovely
No,
people.
I know. I've met them.
Oh, yeah. So, yesterday, actually, I asked John a couple weeks ago, I was like, I know this is weird, but... And then I explained this whole situation to him. And I was like, how would you feel about going to their house, you and I, and just doing a set for them, acoustically? Just pick a bunch of covers, pick a couple of songs from the folk band that we wrote, and just go down there and play for them. And he was down. I think at first he was like, but then he was like, I get it. It's been a long time, and also this is going to be a nice baby steps for us getting back out to playing, so... We did that. That was super fun. They all loved it. John had a great time, too.
Nice.
We played 12 tunes.
Nice.
Then we jammed with Pauline's brother.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then...
that guy's cool, too. I met him, too.
Yeah, Jimbo's cool.
Yeah.
Then we had her parents' 30th anniversary dinner. We went out to a nice restaurant. And
with John?
No.
Okay.
I dropped John. I wasn't going to make him go to that. But it brought John home. And... Oh, everything... Oh, did it get uploaded? We're waiting on that? I see.
Nah, it got blocked.
Oh, it got blocked.
Yeah.
Still not uploaded.
Yeah.
All right. The Sunday video from last week.
Maybe it's still not up.
Maybe it's still not up. We don't know.
Who fucking knows?
But we're trying. Besides that, just kind of been enjoying thinking about Comic-Con. Our video's already 100 plus views, which is super cool.
Sometimes I edit a video, and for, various reasons, I'll be like, this is gonna, get some views, right?
Yeah.
This was not one of them. I feel like the video's good, and I feel like I did a good job editing it, but I definitely didn't do this is gonna get 70 views in one goddamn day good, which is what happened to it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I don't know what, because you shared it on Facebook and it got 2 likes or something like that. So I don't know if it's the word Comic-Con or the word vlog. I don't know what it is, but
to me, I think we officially found out what we do for Comic-Con.
Oh,
as far as the channel goes, I think that was perfect.
Yeah.
So
I think it's also con season, and it's the first con season in the last 2 years.
So you think people are jumping on anything they see?
Maybe. I don't know. Because I don't want to undersell us.
Right.
100 views is cool, and
in the first 4 days.
Yeah. Also that we got 70 in one day. That's crazy.
I know. That's high for this channel.
Forget all the other numbers that we've been talking about. 70 in one day is something that has maybe only happened once or twice.
Yeah. No, it's exciting. It's really cool. So I've buried the lead enough.
Okay.
It's done.
The book?
Well, not
part
the
of
whole
the book?
thing. Yeah, well, the 4 chapters. Anyways.
Yeah.
You read the first 4 chapters of what me and Pauline had. We took it back. We went over chapters 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Took in what feedback you had. Worked on it. Reworked a few things we wanted to work on. Then we wrote 5 through 8.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went back. We looked at what we wrote for 5 through 8. Trashed it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
We just we touched a few things up.
Yeah.
And now I have it right here.
Oh.
It's right here in my pocket, and I'm going to give it to you again. 90 pages, 45,508 words. There you go.
And I do remember fucking with this thing.
Yeah, you love that thing. You were playing with it a bunch.
Yeah.
My little guitar USB.
You don't want me to read chapters 1 through 4 over again, do you?
That's up to you. Like I said, we did touch a few things up, so if you were curious about did I get crap all over it?
Yeah, that's whatever. I got it.
Oh, okay.
It's mine now.
Well,
for the time being.
Yeah, for a little bit. But that's up to you. We did change some things based on your recommendations, and I think we did touch a few things up just because we wanted to. I think you're going to really enjoy 5 through 8.
Okay.
I think you're going to hit a part of the book where I know you personally aren't going to be too enticed with in Chapter 5. I think 6, 7, and 8 are going to be stuff you love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forgive me if it takes a while. I have a busy week ahead of me.
Yeah, I expect it. We're going to, considering the information we got at Comic-Con regarding the publishing house and all that.
Yeah.
We're probably just going to keep chugging. We're just going to keep writing. Because last time we waited to get your feedback to keep going.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I was, if you remember, I'm not gonna say anything to you now because but I was like, hey, did you read it yet? Hey, did you read it yet? I think it was just because we wanted to keep going. We're just going to keep chugging.
Yeah, I mean, nothing says that you can't, start 9 and 10 and then get my feedback and then go back if you want to,
And I have a feeling and I could be wrong, and if I am, that's okay. But if you do, I doubt you're going to have feedback so critical with these next 4 chapters that it's going to affect the direction of where the story's going.
Yeah.
But if you do too, I mean, tell us what you think. But yeah. So it has been done.
That's good.
Another 4 chapters.
And what is the goal?
What is the
chapter goal for the whole book? How many chapters is the whole book going to be?
So we were initially saying 40.
Okay.
40 chapters.
That is a hefty book.
If I can be honest with you, I think this might be becoming Game of Thrones level, because what we have in chapters 1 through 8, I thought we're going to be done within 3 to 5 chapters.
Okay.
So we are definitely expanding. Also, this hasn't been edited at all. Not that that's going to kill a whole bunch of chapters.
Right.
But, that might cut down amount of pages.
Yeah.
Anyways. But yeah, I think 40 is roughly what we're looking at. Maybe a little under, maybe a little over.
Okay.
Yeah. And with that, I think that was my whole week. Do we want to talk about Lego Masters? We started the Lego Masters season on the podcast.
Did
it just
we?
ended.
Yeah, then we can talk about it.
Okay, but first,
Lego Masters season 2. No, I'll go for it.
Okay.
Lego Masters season 2 was a complete success. All
Yep.
the team that was supposed to win won, and everyone went home happy and content with the positions that they got in the tournament. And that's not sarcasm. It sounds like sarcasm, but it's not.
Well, it's just not what happened season 1.
No, season 1 was not a complete failure, but I definitely felt betrayed. We're not going to talk about that. We've talked about that so much. Season 2 was great, and they,
well, you said something interesting. You said the team who was supposed to won, which is the team that I picked at the beginning of the season. Just throwing that out there. Me and my mom picked that team. Nobody else picked that team, but it's okay. Everybody else picked.
To be fair, I wasn't not team.
Well, your original team lost.
I just thought it was cool that they were old bikers. I knew they weren't gonna fucking win.
But then you were team Zach and Wayne.
No, never was I team Zach and Wayne.
That's the Asian brothers, right?
Correct.
I thought you were team Zach and Wayne.
No, not
who
me,
did you
sir.
like?
I've just been kind of. I didn't really pick a favorite.
Oh, you flip flopped.
I've been leaning towards Mark and Steven and Caleb and Jacob.
Yeah, those are my two favorites. I stuck with Mark and Steve through
I definitely like. I'm definitely. I'll admit this. I'm definitely one to gravitate towards female contestants in these types of shows. I wasn't really feeling Michelle and Natalie. They did really good, and like we were talking about the other day, I think they well deserved the position they got in the season. But yeah, I mean, I was okay. Hold on, sorry, everybody, stop. I was Team Lauren. Who I
Team Lauren.
Lauren and Brian.
Oh yeah.
I was Team Lauren. I wanted her to win everything. I didn't even care about Brian. I was just like,
okay.
But then they lost, and I forgot about her. That's right. I did pick a favorite. Her name is Lauren, and then she got voted off super early. So I was like, well, Margaret, Steven, Caleb, and Jacob, they're pretty evenly matched. Like, I know the joke was like they're rivals, but they're like super friendly to each other. But like, they were pretty evenly matched.
Yeah.
And it almost felt like I think I would be a little frustrated if Zach and Wayne won, because it was just like very predictable. Like, I feel like Caleb and Jacob and Mark and Steven were evenly matched the whole time, but Zach and Wayne were always like a little bit better than them. And I was like, they're just, fitting the stereotype that Asians, are better than, people at stuff like this.
See, I thought with Zach and Wayne, I thought obviously they're good. There's no question about it. The brother who always talks.
Yeah.
I can't remember who's who. The one without glasses.
Right.
I do not care for him.
Oh,
he's
okay.
very cocky.
Interesting.
I love the other brother. I thought he was great, but he kind of became the antagonist to me.
Interesting. See, I didn't like the other brother because he was very like stone-faced, like, and now I'm going to talk mechanics of Lego. That's what the show is about, right? What is this? Get this puppet away from me.
They just they didn't have the charisma for me, Zach and Wayne. But
no, I mean, I think you and I are on the same page where Mark and Steven were the protagonist, and Zach and Wayne were the antagonist.
Yeah, and Caleb and Jacob were the wild card.
You keep talking. I'm gonna fix AC.
Oh, sure. But yeah, I'm really happy with Mark and Steven. And here's the thing: I feel like it was anybody's game in the final episode.
Yeah,
but Mark and Steven killed it.
Absolutely knocked it out of the park.
I feel like the other two kind of fell flat for the finale. Nothing against them, that happens. But I think Mark and Steve just blew the other two away.
No, and here's the thing, like all three teams had really impressive builds. Like they all had something about their build that was just like, wow, that's really cool. But like Mark and Steven like pushed like the boundaries of they if you haven't seen it, they were supposed to make something that could like light up so that it essentially like had a different mood, like a different atmosphere when they shut the lights off to when they had the lights on. And Mark and Steven using the Lego, because they can only use official Lego products, so they use the like Lego light systems to make running water. Like they had like 4 like like keyframes of animation that they like moved the lights in between, and it looked like the water was like a rushing waterfall, and it was like so impressive. And that wasn't even the point of their build. Their build was a giant like tree from Lord of the Rings person.
Giant ent.
And it was just like they show those fucking drawings, right? And I've gotten to the point where I barely pay attention to those because I'm like, it's going to be way different. This is neat, but the drawing isn't made of Legos. It's just a drawing of their concept.
Right.
So it's like a little cartoony version, but like that was the first time in a while that like from drawing to finished product, I was like, holy shit, they added just like so much more to their original like design.
The Zach and Wayne were talking about a concept in this final episode, that I thought if they pulled it off might have stolen the win. They were talking about like having the cylinders for their dragons rotate so it looked like it was moving.
Yeah, but they couldn't figure it out, right?
Yeah, they couldn't nail it down. And I mean I loved Mark and Steven's design anyways. To me, I think it really came down to motion.
Yeah.
And I think Caleb and Jacob had a little bit of motion, but it wasn't too noticeable. Their bat thing was cool.
Yeah. Caleb and Jacob's was cool for the spectacle of building something and then making sure it has to like hang upside down.
That was crazy.
I was like, why aren't they getting like crew to help them do this? Like, do they really have to do this by themselves?
I think so.
Because one of them is holding it and one of them is building, and like if one of them, if the one that's holding it slips a little, then their top creation is gonna fall into their bottom creation,
said that.
and it's gonna be completely ruined.
Yeah, no, that was wild.
I really thought that Will like helped sometimes. Like I thought that they had Will Arnett. Like,
does sometimes, and it doesn't bother me per se, but I'm like, if you're gonna do it to one,
right,
do it to everybody at least once.
That was the moment where I was like, if I was Caleb and Jacob, I would have been like, hey, Will, could you help us? 'Cause fuck.
Yeah, no, exactly. Will Arnett, fantastic host for this show.
Mm-hmm.
They've had some hit or miss like guest things or like little goofy things. My favorite thing though is Evil Will.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I like Evil Will.
Yeah, I could do without any of those.
I'm in the same boat as you, but if we were to have any, that's my favorite
But
one.
I also don't. I try not to complain about it too much because it is a show about Lego, so I can only assume that they think that kids are going to watch too.
Oh, they clearly are, because sometimes the judges and the contestants, you can tell they want to swear, but there's definitely an overtone of like keep in the forefront that children are watching this show.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
I can appreciate, especially a show like this. I can appreciate enjoyable for kids and adults.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I don't know. It's cool. It was good.
How was your week?
My week. So I haven't been Okay, so here's what happened.
I'm ready.
Contrary to your week, I had a pretty boring week. I was, editing a lot, and even when I wasn't editing, I downloaded Civilization 6, which is a fun video game, but like just the most boring thing to talk about and to look at if you're not the one playing. But I did. This is what I wanted to talk about during my segment. I did watch 2 movies.
Nice. I also watched a couple of movies, but I figured I'd talk about those later. You keep going.
Yeah, so okay, so there's 2 movies that have like eluded me, you know? Like I heard about them and I was like, that seems neat. Maybe I'll watch it eventually. I had some free time, so I just I went on YouTube and I rented both of them and I watched both of them. And one of them was absolutely terrible.
Oh, no.
And one of them was one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Lay 'em on us.
Which one would you like to hear about first?
The bad one.
Okay, so don't watch a movie called The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
It's from 2019.
All right.
And it stars Robert Pattinson
Okay.
and Willem Dafoe and no one else.
All right.
And the film is shot in black and white, which I don't have an issue with. The issue I had was it was shot on 1:19:1 aspect ratio. The picture was a perfect square.
Oh.
And I did some research. This aspect ratio was only used for a 9-year period when they were transitioning from silent films to sound films.
Okay.
And this movie is bad. So basically, Willem Dafoe plays a hard-earned, like, veteran lighthouse keeper, and he takes on newbie, never lighthouse kept before Robert Pattinson. And essentially,
that is what he likes to be referred to as.
The plot of the movie is they're supposed to be there for 4 weeks. There's a giant storm. It traps them there for months. They start running out of food, and they start going crazy, and then they do go crazy.
As one does.
The movie advertises itself as a psychological horror. It was definitely psychological. It was not scary. And it's one of those movies where they don't explain exactly what happened. And, like, there's things I can tell you happened in this movie, you know? Robert Pattinson goes insane at the end and kills Willem Dafoe. They get trapped there on the lighthouse. They're hallucinating about a mermaid, right? All those things happen, but there's a lot of other stuff that happened that just doesn't go explained. And it was one of those movies where I was like, all right, well, time to Google what happened at the end of the lighthouse. And I found, like, multiple interviews from the director who was like, not even I know. It's up to your own interpretation. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's just bullshit.
I just watched something I'm going to talk about later, but Norm MacDonald had a show, E-I-E-I-O, called Norm MacDonald Has a Show. That's literally the name of the show.
That had to... I know you just made the joke, but that had to have been, like, that's
maybe
the perfect cadence for...
Right? And he had M. Night Shyamalan on.
Okay.
Somebody I'm also going to talk about later.
Okay.
And Norm MacDonald was talking to him about a movie he saw and how it ended like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, his instant response was, wait, I have to write the end of this fucking movie?
Yeah.
And it really feels like that sometimes. I get it can be artistic, but
it was
sometimes it's just like, come to a conclusion.
I don't know. Maybe the fact that the film was made in 2019 really made me think that there was going to be a concrete answer. The whole movie, they hint at the fact that Willem Dafoe is, like, super protective of the actual light part of the lighthouse. He never lets Robert Pattinson go up there to see it. And they kind of imply that there's, like, something in the lighthouse. Maybe he sees something. Maybe he's hallucinating. That's not clear. But he's definitely up there, like, being weird with the lighthouse light. And then Robert Pattinson finally looks at the light, and you don't see what he sees, which is fine. I didn't care about that. But then he falls down the stairs of the lighthouse, and then he should be dead because there's a lot of fucking stairs. And then the next scene is him outside, still alive, being, like, eaten by seagulls or whatever. It wasn't, gruesome yet. He still had, like, just fallen there. But I was just like, how did he get outside? Where's the lighthouse? Why is he still alive? Like, and then the whole time Willem Dafoe is, like, gaslighting him, like, but you can't tell if he's gaslighting him or if Robert Pattinson's like really losing like weeks of time or something like that. Really weird movie, really homoerotic movie. Could be an allegory for alcohol abuse. At one point they run out of alcohol, so they start drinking kerosene, stuff like that. Very weird. Not a good time. Didn't like it.
Wait,
Can't
are Willem
recommend it.
Dafoe and Robert Pattinson they be fucking in this movie?
No, but there's one scene that's like very directly. There's one scene where they're dancing together because they're drunk and they almost like they look like they're gonna kiss, but then they don't. But the rest of the movie is implied like the movie has a lot of masturbation scenes.
Okay.
And like Robert Pattinson even said in the script for the film, it said the lighthouse looks like a penis. So there's like imagery, and I don't know. It's supposed to be homoerotic. This is not. But what did we call it? Butt sex Sasquatch Mountain or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah. That's what I was thinking of. When
No,
you said
this
that.
is not. This is not like my interpretation of it. The movie was supposed to be homoerotic. It was just a weird movie. Just a weird movie. And I don't recommend it because it was not like, even if like it wasn't even fun to like interpret. It was just weird, you know? I don't know. Sometimes you watch those movies and you're like, what did you think of the movie, Chris? But it's like, I don't even care. It's just bad. It was just bad.
Interesting.
And I had such high hopes for it because someone I watched online spoke very highly of it. The other movie I watched, which I'm just like baffled at how few people have seen this movie, because I heard about it and like there was certain things I knew about it, but I didn't know much. And then I watched it and I was like, okay, everyone's seen this movie, right? Because it's incredible. It's called A Simple Favor.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, so this movie stars Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. And I don't want to say much because I think that this movie is better the less you know about it.
Okay.
Really, all I knew about it was that it starred Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. Here's what I'll say about it. It came out in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crime thriller that disguises itself as a comedy, right?
Okay.
So you show up and you think you're going to watch like Bad Moms, you know, and you're like, oh, I've seen Bad Moms. It's like a family comedy, but for adults or whatever. And then you're like, oh no, this movie is a crime thriller. And it just, I just keep asking like everybody, like, did you see it? Do you see it? And no one's seen it. It just like came out and then like flew under the radar. It's based off a book, but the book was written in 2016 and the book was released in 2017, but the film came out in 2018, which means that the rights to make the film based off the movie were acquired before the book was even done being written.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah. That happens sometimes, but usually, like, it happened with Perks of Being a Wallflower. The guy who wrote the book planned on making a movie, and then he made the movie himself, like, a year later. But this is the only other time I've heard about it happening. Like, someone at, I think, Paramount had so much faith in this book that they were like, well, I've got to make it into a movie. And I'm glad they did because it was really good. Everyone should watch it. The only way to watch it is on YouTube. It's on no streaming services. Not a lot of people know this. You can actually purchase movies on YouTube. And it's like $4.99 to rent it. And the way it works is you have it for 30 days, but as soon as you hit play, you have 48 hours to watch it. It's actually how you and I watched Kingsman.
Yeah.
And, of course, if you pay for the movie, there's no ads. Oh, I wanted to say something else that totally reminded me, totally unrelated. There's a movie that you and I both love. We've talked about it before. We have a whole podcast about it. It's called Troll Hunter.
Yes.
It's an indie movie from a Norwegian indie movie
from 2009.
Don't get me excited.
Don't get me excited.
No, it's not. No. I was just going to say, I just wanted to say that it's now easier to watch Troll Hunter than ever before because it is free on YouTube.
Oh,
you can
that's
watch the
cool.
whole thing officially free on YouTube. If you have YouTube Premium, you don't get ads. but I've heard
That's
that if
quite
you,
the opposite direction of there being a Troll Hunter 2 in any capacity.
yeah, I don't think there was ever gonna be one, or I don't think we were waiting on 2. I think we were waiting on more news about the American,
The American
remake.
one, yeah.
And
But
then,
if they did make an American remake, can almost guarantee there'd be a 2.
yeah, yeah. But no, if you are hearing the sound of our voice and trust our movie opinions, you should watch Troll Hunter.
You should also watch our podcast, Cinematic Relief.
Yeah. But yeah, so Troll Hunter, free on YouTube. A simple favor, really good. Everyone should watch it. I would talk about it, but I don't want to spoil anything about it.
I also watched 2 movies last night.
Sure, go for it.
I'll be quick about them. They were 2 B horror films.
Okay.
One was called Come Play,
Okay.
which was about a mute boy clearly has issues. I stumbled into the movie like a third of the way through, so I didn't get the full. But he doesn't speak. He uses his iPad to kind of see the world. It would appear.
Okay.
Like that's he likes looking through his iPad.
Oh, literally. Okay.
There's a monster.
That only he can see.
Take the iPad down. It's not there. Put it up. It's there.
That sounds terrifying.
Oh, it's so. Oh, this was a weird movie.
So was this one of those like? Was this one of those like cheaply made like indie horror movies you find on Tubi? Is that what we're talking about?
It looked pretty good for an indie movie.
Okay.
The CGI was pretty decent.
Okay. I mean, the fact that there's even CGI at all.
Right. Right. Well, the monster. You couldn't have made this with an indie film budget. You couldn't have made a practical monster that looked like this. Not that it was intricate. It was just it would have been hard to do. The monsters. I guess the monster preys on kids that don't have friends. He wants to be their friend. And he can slowly make his way into the real world, but he has to do it through electronics.
Oh, okay.
But he is in the real world at one point, but he's invisible. And this kid literally has like a little red dot machine that tracks like how far away the next object is, and he's standing in the middle of a parking lot, and it was creepy. It's like 400 feet, 430 feet, 400 feet, 50 feet, and there's nothing in front of him. And then it's like 46 feet, 45 feet, and it's just walking closer to him.
Sorry, I'm still listening. I'm actually looking up this movie as you talk about it.
Yeah, I'd watch it again with you. It's called Come Play. I'm not going to give too much away about it. Maybe we'll do
Jillian Jacobs in it. Interesting.
Maybe we'll do a cinematic relief on it if it's something you want to watch. The other one, literally finished that. These were both on cable. Finished that, scrolled and found another movie called Wrong Turn, another horror movie.
Oh, this one I've heard of.
Yeah, Wrong Turn. It seems like also stumbled through this one about a third through because we were finishing Come Play. This one is about a bunch of teenagers go on a trip. Apparently, it would appear. Like I said, I'm just making assumptions because I didn't see the beginning. They make their way up a mountain where there's woods people. There's no really other way to put it. People who live in the woods, who have their own society, and it gets interesting. That one I'm not going to say too much of because if I do, it gives away a lot of the plot. But yeah, that was a really good one too. What do you think of Come Play as you're looking through?
I was trying to look. The plot of Come Play sounded a lot like hold on, I have it literally right in front of me. Sounded a lot like the Tuesday the 17th segment of the VHS movie. So I was wondering if it was maybe the same people, but it wasn't.
That's interesting.
That movie, it's the one where the girl brings her friends up to the woods and she's trying to hunt a monster, and she basically like uses her friends as bait, but it's a monster you can only see on VHS.
I do remember that.
And
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
a weird static. You don't actually see him until she kills him. He's like a weird static monster.
Yeah.
Probably the least scary one on that joint. Terrifying movie.
Yes, VHS. I'll never watch it again. There's a scene in Come Play that did haunt me all night.
Okay.
That I did not care for. It wasn't gruesome or anything. It was just creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's potential. I might do that, and if we do, I don't see why we couldn't do a cinematic relief.
Yeah.
If you end up watching A Simple Favor, I demand an episode of cinematic relief.
Sure.
'Cause it was so good. It was just, yeah. It was like minute to minute, like especially interesting based on like what's happening in the movie. Just like minute to minute thrills of just like what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Cool.
Reminded me of Knives Out. Not gonna say it was as good as or better than Knives Out, because
Okay.
it wasn't. But I definitely left that being like, I've got to tell everyone about this, which is exactly what I felt leaving Knives Out.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I think it's news time.
It is news time. Okay. Let me take a look here. Well, yeah, let me just get right into that, I suppose. Norm MacDonald passed.
Yes, this did happen. That he wasn't too old.
No, he wasn't too old, and I'm not sure what he died of. I've been trying to find it.
Oh, it was cancer.
Was it?
It was cancer that he hid from the world, Chadwick Boseman style, for like 3 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've been seeing, obviously it sucks that he died, a lot. But since he's died, I've been seeing a lot of people like uploading their favorite Norm Macdonald clip.
Yeah.
He did Weekend Update in like
Yep.
the 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're just so, some of them are like, this wouldn't be funny if it wasn't Norm Macdonald.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was
well,
one
he just
that
has a delivery.
Yeah. There was
that's
one that I
interesting.
watched in particular that I was just like, this is not funny. And then like the last thing he says, I was like laughing for like a long time. It was so funny.
Netflix, I'm assuming because this happened, I'm sure it's popping up a lot. Netflix suggested Norm Macdonald has a TV show for me. And
which is on Netflix.
Which is on Netflix.
Oh, okay,
And I
cool.
was like, all right, I'll check it out. I like Norm Macdonald. And it's a talk show, a very non-script talk show
Okay.
that he gets a bunch of fucking famous people for. He had David Letterman.
Oh.
He had M. Night Shyamalan. He had Jane Fonda.
Kind of like the Eric Andre show, or
Not as goofy.
okay.
He had Vulture from Spider-Man.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, he had Michael Keaton.
Was it just like your standard late night show, or was there like skits and stuff too?
There were no skits, but he had a bunch of. He'd literally end the show with we had David Spade.
Nice.
He'd ended the show with talking to his guests, being like, "We have a bunch of." A few times he was like, "Do you like reading jokes off of blue cards?" And they were like, "Well, I've never done it before." And he's like, "Well, now we're gonna find out if you like reading jokes off of blue cards." And they'd each read a couple of the just stupidest jokes. Sometimes they were funny, but like sometimes they just sucked, and sometimes they'd read it and they'd be like, "I'm not reading that," and he'd be like, "All right, here's another one."
That's cool that he didn't make them.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. It was very loose. It was very fun, and it was just a talk show. And there was he had Chevy Chase on, and
Nice.
He was talking with Chevy Chase, and I guess Chevy Chase knows a bunch of musicians, and he knows all the Beatles personally, and knew them before they died. He was in the first incarnation of Steely Dan. He was the drummer for Steely Dan before it was Steely Dan. And Norm Macdonald said, "Have you ever met Bob Dylan?" And Chevy Chase, and I think he did this intentionally, he said, "Oh, I've slept with Bob Dylan." And he told this long, elaborate story about in college they had to sleep in the same bed.
Yeah.
And Chevy ends the story, and Norm Macdonald goes, wow, so you fucked Bob Dylan. and he was like, we're just trying to get a headline out of this episode. We're just
See, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes he says some shit that you're like, that wouldn't fly in 2021, and then he follows it up with something, and you're like, oh, okay. The skit that I saw, he was showing graphs, and he was talking about how he was like 73% of people think that women cause fender benders, but this percent of people think that men cause fatal accidents. And then he was like, and the numbers on the pie charts don't add up to 100 because a woman made the chart.
Oh.
And then he says, and if you're hissing and booing at that joke, just know that a woman wrote it. And then he was like, yeah, now you don't know what to feel, huh?
Yeah, he was. I don't use this term often because I don't like it. It's kind of dated, but he was a hut shit. I feel like that's a good term for him. He was just a funny dude.
He was cool. I remember there was this like YouTube. I think it was in like 20. God, it must have been like 2011 or some shit. YouTube did this like really cringy, nobody liked it YouTube live show where they got a bunch of YouTubers to like do the thing they do on YouTube but in front of a audience. But they also had like Sarah Silverman was there for some reason and stuff like that. But they had a pre-show, like we're on the carpet talking to people, and they had two YouTubers and Norm Macdonald. And Norm Macdonald just not knowing.
Arguably not a YouTuber.
No, and Norm Macdonald, bless his heart, knows fucking nothing about YouTube, or like specific YouTubers or the influencer scene. And he just like the other host was Kasim G, which is a legacy YouTuber, and just it was just a lot of like Kasim G would read what was on the card, and then Norm Macdonald would like give him a bunch of shit for it. It was just cool. Norm Macdonald like keeps showing up places and being cool.
Yeah, no, he's seemed like a genuinely nice, cool guy. I suggest you watch the show if you want more Norm Macdonald. It was really good.
Yeah.
You want to know something? That's the only news I have.
Oh, well, then I'm glad we talked about it for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there was one thing I heard about. Oh, my God. No, shut up. We're 42 minutes in, and we're done with news. Let's go to my favorite website, goop.com.
Oh.
Let's go incognito. And we'll
I can't know.
We'll go to goop.com. No, if I didn't go incognito, my whole everything would be fucked. The other day, I was in the shower and I was listening on YouTube. I was listening to a song from the High School Musical TV show, and it auto played a song from Pitch Perfect, and now I'm fucked. Every other video is suggesting that I watch things from Pitch Perfect. All right, why when you open it, it's her looking like she sold her soul to she's fucking Ghost Rider, and she has been for the last 20 years. So like, what do we want? Let's see what they got.
We haven't been here in a while, so we should hit hard.
Yeah, so they're not doing a thing. Like, there's not like a Father's Day, Halloween
They
thing,
always do something.
So we've got beauty, we've got food. It does seem like they've updated their categories a bit. We've got shop, which is different from everything else. We've got beauty, we've got food and home, we've got style, we've got travel, we've got wellness, and we've got Goop PhD.
Okay, well, one of those wasn't a thing, so we gotta do that.
Oh. This is not
what you expected?
This is not stuff you can buy.
Oh.
No internet search will ever take the place of careful collaboration with a qualified, skilled medical professional. You said it, Gwyneth. Pick a different one, I guess. That wasn't a store.
Okay. Hold on, though. None of her stuff is certified. So what the fuck is she on about?
I think that was the... So what we hope when we reach health information from a credible source online or in print is that we might provide a valuable layer of context or suggest an important question to ask. Maybe... She brought up science, which isn't a...
that's not a word she likes.
With Goop PhD, our research scientists are going deep into the research to explore an array of health conditions and... Okay.
You're scientists. You need other scientists.
So they're going to... So you go down the bottom of the page and it's like allergies and intolerance, bone and joint, heart and lungs, reproductive, and you click on it and there's an article about celiac disease and gluten sensitivity, and what I can only imagine is when you click on them, they're like, yeah, so the reason you have celiac disease is because you're being haunted by a ghost, and in order to get rid of that ghost, you need to drink battery acid, and then at the bottom of the page it says we sourced from a real scientist once about battery acid. Anyways, pick a different. We got beauty, style, travel, wellness, and food and home.
None of them are right up front sex stuff. I'm gonna assume it's under wellness.
Okay.
That's
what I would assume too. So here's. Wait, this is just articles. Is this not a storefront anymore? Do I have to go to shop? Hold on. Okay, you can buy stuff. Why is there no shop? It used to be you click on wellness and then they bring you to the wellness portion of the shop, but this is just another like article again. Oh my god, this is just articles written by different people. Okay, let's go to shop. Never mind, Chris, there's no categories. Oh my god, this site. Yeah, there's no categories anymore. There's just shop. So allow me to browse for something that's not clothes. Because Goop do be selling a lot of clothes. But they also have some stuff. See, they've got some normal stuff, and it's like you got to risk clicking on the normal stuff because sometimes it's just super crazy, you know?
Right. Well, that's the thing.
Lots
I
of
was
clothes.
gonna say.
Which I could filter out the clothes.
I was gonna say. Perhaps you should pick the first thing that sounds like something you wouldn't expect, even if it is clothes.
This is a Golden Donut cigar band.
Okay.
Done in a 14-karat yellow gold.
It's a bracelet.
This bold ring is a super sleek and exquisitely gleamy catching light effortlessly. The high-impact design is a true statement maker. We love the contrast of the raised, rounded donut against the even surface of the cigar band. It's a piece that has more than enough personality to stand out on its own, though it also works well as a complement to your regular ring game. 14-karat gold, made in Thailand. Okay, so
wait,
stupid old me. I thought this was like an accessory for cigar smokers, but it would appear as though this is just a ring that goes on your finger.
Yeah, does it look like a fucking donut?
No.
Then why are they going down? Okay. And I have to guess how much this item cost.
It seems like the word donut refers to the roundedness of the outer layer of the band. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, how much do you think?
$5,000.
Okay, a little much. This Golden Donut cigar band is going to set you back $1,335. See, that price makes sense now. It didn't when I thought it was like an ashtray or some shit.
Right.
Okay, that wasn't weird enough. We got to go weirder. We got to go deeper. There was a trailer for Matrix 4. I literally don't give a shit, but we didn't talk about that in our news.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
I didn't see it either. I just heard about it.
We talked about nothing but Norm MacDonald in our news.
You know, this is a lot of clothes, a lot of jewelry. Maybe they got in trouble. Maybe they're not allowed to sell, like, fucking...
Where's that news? I want to hear about that. Are they not allowed to sell vampire repellent anymore?
Yeah, we got some underwear. We got some blush. We got some shoes. This is all clothes.
Almost like a regular shop.
I think this... Okay. I think our game is done, because I think Goop got in trouble. I think that...
Let's do some research into that.
Yeah, I will definitely do that. I think that Goop might have... What is this? The Goop Glow Restore Shine and Hair Serum. It seems like the weirder stuff is gone, and all the sections that used to have weird stuff in them, like style and travel and wellness are just blogs.
Well, you know what's throwing me off about that? If that is the case, because here's the thing: if the FDA or somebody's like, "Hey, don't sell vampire repellent. That's not real. You're tricking people."
Yeah.
That's fine and all, but they sold like sex toys and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no, assuming they have the paperwork and stuff and everything
Right.
that says we're allowed to sell this. There's nothing that says they can't sell that.
I don't know. Maybe we change the scope of our bit. Maybe we pick a whack-ass article and
We could.
and read about one of those.
I think we're going to have to do some research. Either something happened or their shop just became a lot harder to
navigate.
to
and
navigate.
I can't figure it out. Okay, so I found. Okay, so I found an article. The first one I clicked. It was called "Ask Jean Mascara to End All Mascaras," and the reason I clicked on it is because the button said "Read and Shop." So it seems like you read about the item and then you can buy it. There are links. One of the links is one of the crazy ass products we talked about before. It's the gold sculpting bar. It was like a necklace that was also a dildo, but you're supposed to wear it around your neck, if you remember that.
I think I was trying not to remember that.
So it seems like I'm going to do some research. It seems like the weird stuff is still there, but it's hidden behind a wall
That's
of
just
text.
unsanitary.
Well, yeah.
Entirely.
They
gross.
literally, if I remember correctly, I don't have the article in front of me, but they literally said something like, use it, go rinse it off in the bathroom, and then wear it as a necklace for easy access to whenever you. It's weird. No one do this.
That's like, I don't know. If that was the male equivalent, people would have issues with that.
I mean, I have issue with this one.
No, I know, me too. But I feel like somebody thinks that that's socially acceptable. That it's like wear your masturbation tool around your neck for easy access, so you can masturbate wherever you want.
There's no convincing me that there is any human being on Earth who would wear that as a necklace, and then when asked what kind of necklace it is, say, "Oh, this is technically a dildo."
No.
There's absolutely no way that that's like how the conversation starts, because the other person says, "Oh, okay," and then they leave, and then they walk away from you.
Yeah. Dumb.
Well, Goop might be canceled.
Yeah, I mean, Goop should have been canceled.
No, I meant our segment, but yeah, if only Goop was canceled. But yeah, that'll do it for us. R.I.P. Norm MacDonald. And everyone should watch A Simple Favor and come play if you're into horror films. But some people aren't. But it sounds like it was a good time. Sounds like it was a scary time. I would definitely be down to watch this movie.
I'll watch it with you.
What service is it on? Oh, you
was on
watched
cable.
it on TV, right?
Yeah, I'll look into that if you want.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for listening. When is this getting uploaded? This Sunday, there's going to be a video that we both made about what a live action Pokemon TV show could look like if we made it. So tune into that. I would talk about my High School Musical video that I made, but who knows if it ever got uploaded to the internet. So there's that. But yes, thank you for listening. End card coming up. Listen to the voices, do the things. And until next time, I'm Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
And we'll see you later. Thank you for listening and watching. And if you like what you see, please be sure to subscribe.
Our channel is daily uploads from podcasts to video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to find us on Twitch and Patreon.
Our theme song is Sunny Day by Froggy and the Friendship, and our Let's Play intro is Sunny Bit by the same band.
Link to all these in the description below. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.